Can I match his smile? That is the question. Welcome back to Get Connected. I'm your host, Conn Jackson. How can we be happier 7 days a week? Well, according to Joel Osteen in his brand new book, it's possible, and he joins us now live. Joel, welcome.
Yeah, hey, Conn.
All right, Pastor, let's get right down to it. Did you get your awesome smile from your mom or your dad?
I guess it came from a little of both because they were both happy people as well. But I've been smiling in my smallest baby pictures. I got a smile on my face.
Well, Pastor, I know you just mentioned the word happy. It's all throughout the book. How should that look for us?
Well, I think happy, in the way I'm using it, and joy, it's a contentment down on the inside. Doesn't mean that we're jumping up and down every day. That's not practical or realistic. But, you know, it means even in difficult times, you have a peace, you have a strength down in here. You're not frustrated, you're not bitter, you know God's in control. To me, that's what it means to be happy and to have joy in your spirit.
Well, that sounds awesome. Now, Pastor, I thought given that you were writing a book, you say every day should be Friday. I thought being a pastor, it should be Sunday.
Well, it came out of a study that I read that said people are happier on Fridays than any other day of the week. And so, you know, sort of that TGIF, that's sort of where it came from. That, you know, another thing, Conn, is it said that on Mondays people have more heart attacks than any other day of the week. And I think it's how we programmed ourselves, that, oh man, it's Monday, I'm stressed out, I don't want to go to work. It's all in our attitude and our perspective, and I think if we change that, then every day can be a great day.
Certainly a great goal. I'm just curious how these studies line up with Scripture.
Well, the Scripture says that, you know, this is the day the Lord has made. I'm going to be happy and rejoice in it. And so I make the point that it doesn't say Friday or Wednesday or Sunday, the weekend. It says every day we're supposed to make the decision that we're going to be glad, we're going to put a smile on our face. We may not feel like it, but that's what faith is all about. Sometimes, you know, you feel like being discouraged, but you say, God, I believe you're in control, so I'm going to have a good attitude today. I'm going to be good to people. I mean, that's the essence of faith.
Joel, you mentioned a lot in the book, and I know it's a big part of faith, is the word forgiveness. But even with 9/11, a lot of people will say forgive but never forget. How should we manage that?
You know, I understand what people mean because of something so, you know, horrific, but my point would be to just make sure you let go of the bitterness and the resentment so that it doesn't poison you. And yes, obviously we're never going to forget 9/11, but we can get to the point where it doesn't, you know, it doesn't push all the buttons when that comes up again, when we're reminded of it. We don't get angry, we don't get bitter. We've let it go, we're at peace with it, we know God's in control.
Well, even if it's not a big event, Joel, a lot of us struggle with it. Why is that?
You know, sometimes it's hard to let things go because human nature, when somebody hurts you or something bad happens, you feel like you want to pay it back or you feel like you're owed something, but I really feel like you have to let God pay you back. God will be your vindicator. God will make your wrongs right. And, you know, if you can just get past that, or if you can just remind yourself that God can do it better than I can. I mean, God won't just pay me back. He'll pay me back more than I even deserve. That's what the Scripture says. So, you know, if you can let it go, it'll sure be helpful in your life.
I love that line, God can do it better than I can. But Joel, in chapter 12, I liked in particular because some of us live for the approval of others. Why does that limit us so much?
Well, it limits us so much. I mean, I've struggled with it when I first started because I wanted everybody to like me. That's my personality type. But one day I had to realize that no matter what I do, everybody's not going to like me, everybody's not going to accept me. And once I realized that, it helped to set me free because then I didn't have to try to play up to people or try to, you know, be discouraged because they didn't like my message or they don't agree with the way I, you know, lead the church or whatever it may be. I just think you have to get your approval from God. I think you have to get up every morning, and if you know that you're doing the best that you can be, you don't have to have people's approval as long as you have God's approval.
You know, Pastor, you preach on love a lot, and in the book you mention a phrase, seeing through the eyes of love. What does that mean?
You know, I'm really talking about showing people mercy. I mean, it's easy to look at somebody and judge them and think, why did they wear their hair like that? Or why did they buy that car? Or why did they even say that to me? But you know what? If you can just see people through your eyes of love, in other words, if you could step into their shoes, you don't know what they've been through. You don't know how they were raised. You don't know what happened the night before. I mean, there's so much that we don't understand, but we just judge people by, you know, a real quick glance. But I think when you see it through your eyes of love, you give people the benefit of the doubt. You believe the best in them. You show them mercy.
Well, Pastor, certainly a great message. And given all your well-deserved success, what advice would you give to the rest of us living out our dreams?
You know, I would just say stay focused and just be determined. You know, it's one thing to have a dream, but a dream takes work as well. Don't get discouraged if somebody tells you no or if it doesn't work out the first time. I read where like 90% of first-time businesses fail, but most people never try another time, and the study was something like 80% of second-time businesses succeed. So it's important to just keep moving forward. You got to go to your closed doors before you'll get to your open doors. So I would just encourage you to be faithful, be persistent, and keep God first place.
Joel, God bless you for your message and your inspiration. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on the success of yet another great book.
Hey, thanks, Conn. My pleasure.
I don't think I could match his smile. It is patented. Wow, what a great pastor. What a difference he's making in the world. It was great to have him join us. And if you're looking for happier days, this is the book to read and to help manage your life. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching. Are you tired of negative news? We are.
And that's why we're creating a movement.
By keeping it real.
With what you need to know.
It's more than what's happening.
It's bringing hope back to our lives.
So go to conntv.com and join our movement.